This is a fascinating story because you don't really know how much of this is just complete lefty loony thinking and how much of this is like, well, maybe the kid was kind of egging it on, right? But from all the accounts, it seems like this was a pretty straight down the middle kid just wanting to express his faith at what he thought was a religious institutions and getting kicked out of it. So he is wearing a Save Canada hat.
Why do you got to do it in the red?
With the red, awfully reminiscent of another red hat we saw. All right. Go ahead.
You were recently suspended from your school, St. Joseph's Catholic School in Canada. I'm going to toss it to you to just ask you, and I know this is it's a loaded story with a lot of details that go back to last November, but what was it in your view that led to this suspension?
Well, yeah, there's obviously the trespassing charge that I got hit with, but I think it's obviously a lot more than that.
Pause it. Now, when I first saw this, I pointed out, why are there so many screens behind him?
Yeah, what's going on, dude?
What's happening here, Joey?
He took a day trading class, you know, on YouTube.
He's either very serious about gaming or coding, or he's plotting something.
It's like his dad's office.
Yeah.
I bet his dad is like a day trader.
You think so?
Yeah, he's 16.
I don't know what's happening here.
Against the whole gender dysphoria crisis being pushed in the schools, and it was affecting some of my female peers. They were afraid to use their own washrooms. And yeah, I spoke out against it. It was very controversial, and it wasn't received well by the administrators. Yeah, so I got banned from the school. Long story short, I was permanently banned, or banned for the remainder of the year. I had 2 suspensions, 2 exclusions, and a trespassing notice that I had waited out. So when I actually did return to class, I had served all my suspensions. I had served my trespassing notice, and all I had left was this unnecessary and unlawful discriminatory exclusion order. And
Pause it. He definitely got a lawsuit in the can.
Oh, yeah,
just by the way the language he's using, unnecessary, unlawful, discriminatory.
He says he does.
Yeah.
He actually says he later in the video.
Yeah, that's great.
Decided to attend school, and they arrested me for trespassing.
So I want to get more into that, the trespassing piece, but let's go back to November. You mentioned that there were some female classmates who were uncomfortable with this rule, that biological males could essentially use the female restroom. When you decided...
Pause it. This is a sickness
of the highest order.
Continue.
To speak out about this, was that November? That's when this all started?
Yeah, it would have started, actually the class discussions may have even started in October, but it was last fall where I was new to the school. I joined in September, and it didn't take very long for female students to approach me about this, and yeah, that's where it started.
I wonder why the female students approached him, and how many female students was it?
I think he's he's just kind of making a story.
Yeah.
It's like, you just kind of got female friends. You know, you got a
He's making it sound like they all rallied together,
yeah,
met him in the quad,
yeah, bro,
and we're like, listen, we need an advocate. We need a white knight.
We need a white knight
to get us
quite
through
literally.
this situation.
I think he just had like some female friends that were talking about it, and he's like, they brought it to my attention.
Yeah.
I'm like, were you like class president or something? What's going on?
Go ahead.
So before we get into the beginnings of you deciding to speak out on it, the name of the school, St. Joseph's Catholic High School, I think some people might have questions about the school itself. You know, is this a religious school? If so,
it's a great question.
Take us through the school itself, because when I saw that, I thought, oh, that's really interesting that you're fighting this sort of battle at a school that some might assume wouldn't have these sorts of issues going on.
Yeah, so it's a Catholic school, but I would say it's only Catholic in name. They're publicly funded, and they'll do anything to maintain that.
Pause it. Now, I didn't know that was a thing. Catholic school that's publicly funded?
It's Canada, bro.
Canada, what y'all doing up there, man?
Canada's wild.
At least we got a separation.
Yeah.
The churches and the churches don't get public funding here in America.
It sounds crazy to us, but it's Canada.
So foreign.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
They've thrown out all their beliefs and all their doctrine out the window. They've replaced it with woke ideology, and it's very evident. And yeah, they've completely disregarded the concerns of their students and their beliefs, and it's pretty disappointing to see them continue to claim that they're Christians.
This just reeks of the same religious dogmatic thinking that people accuse Christians of, but with the inverse.
Yeah.
And it's alarming that they don't see that about themselves. Oh, yeah. Like, when did tolerance and acceptance go for accept when you don't agree with everything we agree with? Like when did that thing happen? You know? Go ahead.
So let's get back into November now. Some female students approach you. You talk to them. They tell you they have concerns. So there's clearly a debate going on in the school about this policy with the bathrooms. What is going on about the transgender issue? You decide to speak up about it. What was it that made you say, you know what, I'm going to share my opinion on this. I'm going to be vocal about my views?
Well, yeah, I felt it was my obligation and my duty. There's an attack on masculinity in our country and around the world.
Pause it. Now here, I started asking more questions. It was my duty. What color is your Bugatti?
What color is your Bugatti?
There's an attack on masculinity.
You know he got some tape videos in the history.
How much tape videos you got in your history, bud? Because that definitely came out a little bit. It's my duty.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
And it is our duty as men to protect and provide and all that. And
he's right. He's right, though.
No, he's right. He's right. But there's also a like I wasn't thinking about a man's role to like protect and provide.
Yeah.
Until like I had people to protect and provide for.
Yes.
So it is a little funny.
He just got a chip on his shoulder, like just random girls at high school. He just caping for random girls at high school.
Yeah, like he watched a little Andrew Tate videos, and then you just kind of like
it is my duty.
You upgrade that protector provider mindset before you even have anyone to protect or provide. You're like sitting in your dad's day trading studio.
A young lady comes and speaks to me about something they're concerned about, and I am capable of speaking up against it and taking some sort of action against it. I'm going to, and I should, and so should any other young man. And so yeah, that's why I did it.
It sounded like that you were being accused of bullying. That word has been thrown around, it seems, at least in the reports that I've been reading about this. And people are going to say on the other side to you, okay, well, did you say something inappropriate? Were you rude to transgender students?
That was my question. Like, how hard was he coming down on these folks?
Yeah.
You know?
I have the video of him getting arrested we can look at.
Oh, that'd be great.
Yeah.
Because I do think that there's a line between saying, I'm going to stand up for reasonable objective facts and like I'm going to be a bully and a scumbag to people that are already confused and messed up in the head.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I don't think we're called to be bullies and called to be mean and combative and demeaning and dehumanizing either.
Yeah.
Right? So this is where I was like, okay, well how turnt was he on these folks? Yeah. You know how and so because and it's surprising because when he explains what happens, I'm like, well, that doesn't sound that crazy.
Take us through what it was that led to the initial suspensions.
Yeah, so the suspension came 2 days before I had announced a protest outside the school after the principals had refused to listen to any of what we had to say. They were
this man planned a protest.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah. I mean, and it's amazing. It's also frustrating.
Yeah.
Hearing about the principal. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They're just like, whatever, dude.
They said they were no longer going to entertain this discussion with me. They wouldn't allow me in the office. So yeah, they didn't want to hear anything about it. Yeah, so I never actually called out a singular student. That wasn't my issue. I did have a problem with their actions, but I didn't actually, like, my issue isn't with the individual student. I sympathize with them, and I recognize that they've been wronged by our society and by their parents who have pushed it. They pushed it hard on social media, and I can only imagine what it's like in those households. So I'm not going to condone what they did, but I'm also not going to single them out and bully them for it.
Great answer. That was a great answer.
That's going to save them in court.
I'm curious, did this kid get media training? Because that was a pretty flawless answer. He answered that exactly as he should. You know? And so I'm curious, like, did they reach out to the Reach Records publicists to sit down and do a bunch of mock interviews?
Let's walk through it,
Let's walk through it. Let's walk through it again. But that was a great answer. If everything he's saying is true, which it sounds like it is, this is wild.
Yeah.
This is wild that, like, this kid got kicked out. And he's saying he didn't attack anybody. He didn't bully anybody. He didn't say anything nasty to anybody. He was just standing up for basic biological facts.
He's like Rittenhouse of the LGTV. You know what I'm saying? Like, now he's got to be the spokesperson for the rest of his life about, like, some lame issue.
Wow.
I always think about that with, like, super young dudes that, like, get so heavily involved in this. Like, I don't know if you're going to care soon.
He's going to care.
No. I know, but like
the audience capture, it's a wrap.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like you don't. I don't know if someone would have cared this much. I'm not saying he's wrong even for standing up for it.
Yeah.
But once it gets national and you start becoming like a talking head, become like a Greta Thunberg.
Yeah, I was thought about Greta Thunberg. How dare you?
Yeah, exactly.
You don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
You know? Go ahead.
So that's why I took it to the office and to the teachers and the principals. And they considered that bullying. And one of the allegations against me is that there was a transgender student in my class when I quoted scripture and I said that there's only two genders and you're born either a biological male or a biological female. And that was considered bullying.
Back in my day, the English teacher would say the N-word with the hard R when we're reading Huckleberry Finn.
Are you serious right now?
Yeah.
Whoa!
Public school.
No!
Public school.
Wow. Oh.
You know what I'm saying?
I don't co-sign that.
And now you get... No, I know.
I don't co-sign that,
And now you
bro.
get suspended for saying like, oh, it's two genders.
So what's interesting about this, well, let me ask you this, because you're a Christian. And so if you heard somebody in a classroom say something like, I don't believe Christianity is true, I think it's made up, it's false, it's fake, would you consider that bullying? Would you react in the same way that you feel you've been treated?
I actually had my own math teacher, kind of mocking my my belief of creation and all this at a Catholic school. So there's obviously a lot of people. It's Catholic school, but not everybody believes the same thing. I wouldn't at all consider it bullying. I get told that all the time. I don't.
What?
So he's on some young earth creationism.
Yeah.
And his math teacher's roasting him.
Yeah.
But the difference is, unfortunately, is that Christians are not considered a marginalized group like these other groups. So it becomes green light on saying what everything. I mean, this is a math teacher roasting a high school student, and at a Catholic school about his views on creationism, young earth. I'm pretty sure that's probably what his position was, and he just has to eat it.
Yeah.
But that's the double standard, right? Like that's the double standard. Like it sucks. Like it sucks that it's came to that. Now again, I'm not a young earth creationist, but I don't think you should as a adult human, male or female, to tease one of your students or to come down on him or to laugh at him, mock him because he holds a position. Let's just say that young, like that's trash.
Yeah, I wonder what the Canadians think about this.
Oh, they're livid.
Canadians are, you know.
Don't do that.
What?
Don't do that.
What? Look at this man.
Canadians are great.
This man want to be American so bad. Look at his hat. Dude, every conservative Canadian thinks they're in America.
It doesn't have the same charm without the accent.
Yeah.
You need a good American accent to pull off the red hat.
Oh, American accent. I mean, like, you mean down south, southern?
You know what I mean.
You know what I mean?
You need a good southern accent to pull that off.
Yeah.
All of this would be substantially more hilarious if he had a southern twang to his voice.
You know, when I told him the Earth is only 6,000 years old, my math teacher was roasting me, and I said it's fine, it's a fair fight. But then when I roast them, they want to put me in prison and jail and ban me from the school. Which is fine because the last 5 generations of my family weren't schooled anyways.
Stop.
I don't need to go to school.
Stop.
I don't even.
You're offending everybody. You're offending the Canadians. You're offending the Southerners. You're offending the red hat people. Stop.
The conservative Canadians, I'm surprised they're even surprised.
Yeah.
Like, why are you guys like, oh, how could they do this? So, like,
I mean,
that's
didn't they like take away y'all guns and free speech like decades ago?
Like a long time.
Like a long time ago. They like shut down truckers. Like, this isn't shocking for Canada. Respectfully, I love my Canadian brothers, but respectfully, like, this is like, like
the conservatives that like voice their opinions in America are doing it because they have a legal basis to.
Yes.
Y'all are just riding the pigtails of.
Yes, it's like the
Daily
lady.
Wire.
It's like the lady in the UK who got arrested for possibly praying in her mind.
Someone got her in Canada for shooting a home intruder with their gun. You're not allowed to use your firearms for a home invasion.
Right. That's crazy. We got to stop bashing Canada,
bro. That's nuts.
Great. You're gonna have to find that story for me.
I believe what I believe, and I hope I'm able to lead by example and maybe bring some other people to Christ, but that's not. I wouldn't consider it bullying when they don't. It's just natural. So
People will disagree. People have different ideas. They have different beliefs. And, that was sort of the point I was making with the question. So I appreciate you saying that. So in November, you organized this protest. It sounds like there are a lot of students who agree with you on this. Would that be accurate? There are people at the school who are in agreement?
There definitely are some in agreement. A lot of them are at this point are obviously afraid to speak out. I have a lot of silent supporters, but not many are willing to vocalize it at this point. They've just watched
and that
me get
sucks. That sucks. This sounds like Matthew McConaughey said to Joe Rogan about Hollywood, praying with him in private, and then when it's time to clap and just acknowledge that there's a God, they all get all weird. That's trash, bro. This poor kid is, getting arrested, and no one is willing to publicly support him.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Go ahead.
School, and then again the next day. So I don't see a whole lot coming out.
So you did the protest in November. What happened after that? It sounds like that was a tension point. You were suspended because of the protest, you believe?
So I was suspended, and they didn't really give a reason originally. They threw some blanket policies in there, and they didn't actually give any allegations or any reasons why I was being suspended. It took a lot of digging until they finally said that, for one, like I said earlier, I stated my beliefs, and there was a transgender student in that class, so it was considered bullying. And then the second allegation against me was that I had told a teacher in a classroom format, both my math teacher and my law teacher, that male breastfeeding is pedophilia after they had...
Whoa.
Chill.
He turned up a lot.
He gotta use
that
code
escalated
words.
quick, bro. Bro, he escalated quick. All right, fast forward some of this because this definitely violating something.
Events happen. There's obviously tension. You've spoken out. What was sort of the final nail in the coffin on that?
Yeah, so it was a little bit complicated. I had this indefinite suspension I got back in November. That ended up being called to an end after 20 days. I was scheduled to return after the Christmas break. I had a meeting with the principals right before my return, and they informed me that I was permanently banned from 2 of my classes, and I wasn't allowed to speak to certain students. So I obviously didn't agree with these conditions. I got in contact with Liberty Coalition Canada, and they're funding my lawsuit. And
good for him.
So yeah, we were.
Hey, sue the brakes off of these guys.
I mean, yeah.
I don't know if he's gonna win.
Yeah, we don't know the laws. That's what I'm saying. Is that like?
But sue him.
Canadian judge is gonna be there like, you spoke against authority? Oh yeah, you need to go to prison for life. That's what the judge is gonna do. You spoke against your teacher, who is your authority?
Oh yeah.
Who is your dictator in classroom? Oh, I don't know why you're even suing them.
You're out of control, bro. Play the video.
Talking back and forth with the school and their lawyers. And they informed me that I was going to be receiving an indefinite exclusion order because they felt my presence in the building would be detrimental to the physical and mental well-being of the pupils.
Yuck.
Wow. This is a sickness of the highest order. They said his presence will be detrimental to the what? To the mental
the mental and physical well-being of
They
their
would all
students.
need mental health days.
Yeah, they'd all need mental health days. Oh, they all need counseling. State provided, of course.
Wow. Wow. Go ahead.
So that's what we got that in an email. And
he's laughing.
so yeah,
Look at his face.
Rewind
Rewind it. He's been pretty poker face this whole time, but watch
Because
him
they
crack a
felt
smirk.
my presence in the building would be detrimental to the physical and mental well-being.
He does.
So that's what we got that in an email. And so yeah, that I informed the school that was unlawful and discriminatory, and I did end up showing up the next day. After I got home after that day, I attended all the classes I was banned from as well. I received another suspension.
So now at this point, like, are you poking? Like, you're suspended, you're banned, and he's like, I'm going to school anyway.
Yeah.
And I think this is what led him to being arrested.
Yeah.
But he was trying to make a point.
5 days.
I'm here for it.
And then I received a trespassing notice that went till the end of January. That trespassing notice ended up wrapping up at the end of my semester. So the next school day would have been my next classes. I would have all new classes. There hopefully would be no classes I was banned from in that. I was going to have a fresh start. So he was
allowed to come back?
They're saying, yeah, he had some sort of, like, before it was like the last day before he would have switched classes anyways.
Wow.
Like, no.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
And We said that I would return to school. I would continue to adhere to my religious beliefs, and I expected not to be discriminated against for them. They gave me another exclusion order for the exact same reason. They thought I'd be detrimental to the physical and mental well-being of the pupils. And yeah, again, I disregarded that. I had waited out 2 suspensions, an exclusion order, and a trespassing notice, all for expressing my beliefs in class. And I had wasted 4 credits on it, and I just wanted to return to school, get a fresh start. So that's what I did. And I went, my class was auto class. I walked in, and they had the vice principal ran down the classroom, asked me to leave, told all the students class was dismissed, had them all leave. I eventually accompanied her to the office, and once I was in there, the principal kind of blocked the exit of the door and told me some people are on the way to see me, and a couple Ontario provincial police officers ended up reading me my rights and arresting.
A little murky on if he should have, if he was allowed to show up. Either way, if he was allowed to show up, he showed up anyway. He's poking. He's trying to make a point. I get it. If he wasn't allowed to show up and showed up, if he was allowed to show up and this happened, that's kind of wild. Turn that down. What are they taking off of him?
GoPro.
Oh, okay. They're cheering too.
Yeah, there's like a bunch of like rainbow flags behind this camera. It'll pan.
Just a little bit back. Thank
There
you.
it is. Do you hear it?
Yep.
That's the crowd behind him.
Yep.
You know, we got our pubescent voices.
All right.
Yeah.
Who's that guy though?
I don't know. Probably his dad.
His dad?
His lawyer.
His lawyer.
It's just like, oh wow.
Yeah, man, this is sad. This is sad, and I just don't think teens should be arrested for stuff like this.
Yeah, absolutely.
You could suspend
That's
him. You could
ridiculous.
escort him off campus, but to arrest him, you know, whatever. I think there's other things you can do, like if you really feel like he's being a bully, yada yada. But to have him arrested and put in handcuffs,
because he's like, it's dangerous.
as if he's a danger to the school.
Yeah.
I think is very is very bad. And it does make sense why you hear some of this rhetoric from conservatives about like the left hates you and wants nothing to do with you, right?
Yep.
It's like if you're into this like rainbow arrest anybody that isn't on me, LGTV, if you're not for us, you're against us type of thinking, then you should know when the clapbacks get equally as aggressive.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and I don't mean physically. I mean like in the way that people are going to snap back. It's just going to perpetuate this cycle of back and forth. Instead of saying, can we just come to some common sense agreements? Like, can we just not have male genitals in women bathrooms? Like, why is that so unreasonable?
I think
you know what I mean?
You just find a new school. It's not that big a deal. Homeschool.
You think he should just be homeschooled?
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, what about all the girls there that don't want to be? You know what I mean? You saw the girl that competed against Leah Thompson, and Leah was just out there with her junk out. You know what I mean? Like, and all these girls are naked, and she's just, you know?
Yeah. I mean, self-preservation, you know? They're not going to change, and then now you got a criminal record. Of some sort, you got an arrest. Got to deal with all the...
Yeah, no, but I think there's certain things you kind of gotta fight. You gotta fight for. I'm not saying like seek controversy and seek being a martyr for stuff, but I think there's certain things you kind of gotta stand up for at times.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's cool to stand up for him, but also like, so don't you think him going back for like the 5th time when he knows he was trespassed from the school is like,
He was poking.
is being a martyr?
Yeah, he was poking.
Yeah.
He was poking for sure.
It's not horrible. I mean, I'm not against him.
Yeah.
I think it's great. You didn't do that.
Yeah.
Me personally, I'm just bouncing.
Yeah.
Peace.
Yeah. What'd Jesus say? Brush the dust off your sandals or whatever.
Yeah.
Go on to the next town.
Yeah, exactly. I'm just like, all right, this one's a lot.
The tough part though is when Christians leave mainline institutions, those mainline institutions just go further and further in terms of complete insanity. That's the tough part. Enjoyed this video. Smash that like button. Let's get it to a couple thousand views. If you want to go to Extra Mile, partner with us. Less than 1% of the people who watch this channel do. If we can get to 1%, drastically change everything for us. And it'll keep us independent, answering only to you guys, and never have to take a brand deal to make commercials like this one.
Our friends at Genucel Skincare have exciting news to celebrate in 2023.
Using Manscaped during my showers after workout has given me much more confidence.
And that's where Mudwater comes in.
True Classic has got your back.
All thanks to the sponsor of today's video, SayMine.com.
Established Titles is your opportunity to earn the title of Laird or Lady. Subject to credit approval, rates range from 7.99% APR to 19.99% APR, included 0.50% autopay discount.
If you don't want us to make ads with brands you don't care about, sign up for our online community for as little as $5 a month to keep us independent and ultimately answering to you as our boss. You get all sorts of benefits like daily replays of our after party streams, exclusive access to our Discord community, and early access to our podcast interviews, all starting for only $5 a month.
King's Dream Entertainment. Ruslan.